So when I got started with my ebook business, I used to think that my ebooks weren't selling just because people didn't like me. But today I know a lot better, and that it had absolutely nothing to do with me, and rather more so with my approach. So I want to show you how to shift that mindset from self-doubt to smart selling. Hey guys, my name is Dawn Marie, and I'm here on YouTube documenting my own journey of starting my own very own digital product business from scratch. I mainly sell ebooks and templates, and I want to take you along with me behind the scenes to show you what that looks like. I also share what's working for me that maybe you can try in your own business to sell your own ebooks. And I break down my marketing strategies to give you helpful tips and ideas. So if you'd like to join me, I hope you'll stick around and consider subscribing to the channel. Now, before we do get started, if you're an ebook author and you are sharing your knowledge with the world, but you're having difficulty in getting those sales, then please check out my 10-day action plan to launching and selling your own ebook that gives you 10 steps over 10 days that you should be following to set up your own ebook for success, so you can start getting those sales. It's free to access, and I've put the link in the description box below. Now, sometimes I used to think that the reason why a product that I built and tried to sell was because no one really liked me, or that maybe I just wasn't good enough to teach anything. And when those first few sales didn't come through, I lost motivation, and I also gave up on that business idea. But I realized that none of that was actually true. As time went on and I started working with other coaches, even the most reputable online sellers and marketers do have launches that flop. I was actually part of the marketing team of an online coach, a very well-known online coach who made over $1 million in online sales of their digital products. And one of her new coaching programs actually launched and flopped. And it wasn't because people didn't like her. It all came down to the strategy. So here are 4 things that might actually be going wrong if your ebook isn't selling. Maybe you just haven't validated your idea first. So a common mistake we make is assuming we know what our audience wants without actually asking them. So did you validate your idea? Did your audience actually tell you that that is their biggest challenge, or did you simply guess? Now, I know that sometimes it's very hard to get feedback from a small audience, and I've actually been in that boat as well. When I got started, my audience was also very small, and it was tough to get any type of input from them about what their challenges were so that I could address that in my ebook product. But here is what I did instead. I had a blog that generated over 10,000 monthly visitors, so I used that traffic to my advantage. So what I did is I set up a wait list and told people what my next ebook was going to be about, and that is, it was going to be about how to get affiliate sales from a small blog. So I knew that the people who joined that wait list, they actually were interested in the idea that I had. And that was one way in which I was able to validate my idea. So I made sure to put a notification bar at the top of my blog, which was on the header, so that when anyone would visit my website, it will pop up. And when they saw it, if they were interested in it, then they would join my waitlist. And by doing that, I had about 200 people sign up for that waitlist. And when I launched my ebook to them, I made sales. So even if your audience is small, try setting up a waitlist, see who's willing to put their name and email address down, and then launch your ebook to that waitlist and also to your wider audience, just to test and see what the response is like. Now, the second thing that you can look at is if people aren't buying from you, it may not be that they don't trust you. They just don't see enough trust in what you are offering. So some things to think about is, do you have testimonials? Do you have feedback? Do you have results from customers that you are publishing? If not, especially if this is your first ebook, there is one thing that I did when I got started as well. I relied on storytelling. So I didn't have those testimonials as well. So I told my story about why I wrote the ebook, why I created the ebook, what struggle I was facing that was reflected in the contents of the ebook, what myths I believed before, what transformation happened when I figured everything out. So these are the things that I am writing in the ebook and why I am selling it. So a lot of people were able to connect with my stories that way, and it resonated with them. So even without testimonials, your personal story helps to build trust and show people that you have been where they are. They actually see themselves in you. So that's something that you can try. Now, if you're unsure how to tell those stories, I actually created a whole video about pre-launch content that uses storytelling that you can check out, and I'll make sure to put that link in the description box below. Now, number 3 is consider how people are discovering your ebook. Now, there are generally 2 approaches to that. So either you're selling directly from your social media, or you're bringing people onto your email list and then selling from there. And both can actually work, but I love using email because it lets me build a deeper relationship with people, and also it attracts people who are ready to take the first step with me, and that first step is providing me with their contact details. So here's how I usually do this. I offer something valuable for free. So that might be a cheat sheet, it might be a template or a mini guide. And then when they reach the thank you page, I offer what is known as a tripwire product. So this is something that is low cost, but it's valuable. And this is where you could actually sell your ebook. So for example, if I was selling an ebook about organic vegetable gardening, I might give away a free 5-day starter plan for first-time gardeners. Then on the tripwire page or the thank you page, I will offer my full ebook, something about maybe the beginner's guide to growing a year-round organic garden, and I will sell that for $15 to $29. Now, in order for this to work, that product that you are selling on the tripwire page needs to directly be related to what you have offered to the user for free. And then it must also help them make a small commitment. And most importantly, when you do it that way, when you're bringing people onto your email list, you have that list that you can nurture for future launches of other ebooks. So consider the path that people are taking to find your ebook. If they're followers on your social media, are you getting them to take micro steps before you ask them to buy? So those micro steps are going to be joining your email list. The fact that they give you their name and email address means that they've taken some action towards getting to know more about you, getting to know more about your product, what you have to offer. And also you are getting to know more about them because they're giving you their details, and also they are showing that they're willing to take the next step with you. Then you also want to consider whether you are just sending them to your sales page and asking people to buy without a lot of nurturing. So there is a difference between one approach versus the other. And lastly, is your ebook compelling enough? Now, sometimes your ebook just isn't sellable in the way that it's positioned. So I like to think about ebooks as information that cannot be found anywhere else. So if it's a non-fiction ebook, it could be based on a system, a framework, or a technique that you have created that you know works, and you want to be able to sell your own knowledge. So ask yourself, is your ebook topic easily Googleable, right? So whether it could be easily found on Google. And are you offering general advice or real lived experiences? Also, does it feel packaged, or does it feel like a shortcut that someone actually wants to pay for? So you have to think about these things. Does your ebook go deep? If it doesn't go deep, or if it doesn't feel unique enough, then people wouldn't really feel compelled to buy. So it's really not about having a flashy product, but it's actually about solving a very specific problem for a very specific person with your own unique perspective. So review your ebook and ask, how can I inject more of my own personal experience in it? right? So maybe you could add more frameworks, more processes, or shortcuts that people cannot find anywhere else. And this is what helps you stand out and make people feel like your ebook is worth paying for. So the next time you're wondering, why is my ebook not selling? Don't spiral into thinking that it's because of you, like I once did. It's more than likely a mix of the 4 things that I mentioned. So maybe you didn't validate your idea well enough. Maybe you didn't build enough trust or have enough proof. That way you can start using storytelling. Maybe you didn't lead them on a clear journey. Maybe you're taking them directly from social media to a sales page. Consider adding an email list. Or maybe your product, your ebook just isn't distinctive enough. And also don't forget that marketing is a process. It's never about perfection, and rather it's about testing, it's about learning, it's about tweaking, adapting, and sometimes even pivoting. Now, if you want support with your ebook launch, then make sure to also check out my product launch email template that's going to help you plan and write your email strategy from start to finish. The link is in the description box below. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope I'll see you in my next video.